we got even more bad news. We got more sadness, more demonic stuff going on, and stuff that seriously could be prevented if we just simply followed the rules. And I know how a lot of people feel about this situation right here. This is about Dexter Reed. Now, if you haven't heard about Dexter Reed, he is a young black man that was fatally shot by Chicago police. And the video has been released of the body cam footage. And before I even say my 2 cents, let's just tune into the video and see what's going on in the streets of Chicago.
Hands. Open the door now! Open the door now!
Also breaking, disturbing video released showing Chicago police officers firing 96 shots during a shootout after a traffic stop. A police officer was wounded, shot in the wrist. The driver dead.
96.
I feel like I've been shot. My insides is burning up. Why they did that to my son? They didn't have to do him like that.
Here. Listen here. I feel so bad for this mother. I do. I feel extremely bad. But why does this seem to keep happening? Especially to younger men. Why does this keep happening? Why are black men being put in positions to where they have to stand up against the police, or not even stand up against the police, but face the police, and they still don't know, or we still don't know how to respond and how to get away from the situation? Listen here. When I last time I've gotten pulled over, it was very simple. Guy came up to the car, said, "How you doing? Can I have your license and registrations?" My hands on the steering wheel. I don't want him to think anything funny business going on. There's nothing like that. And I try to small talk too, like, my bad, I didn't know, or, if I was speeding, my bad, I didn't know I was speeding. I was trying to get home. You know how it is, man. Just trying to get home. And then you move on. Like, it's usually that simple for me. But for a lot of my black brothers, it seems like we just still not understanding how to, like, respect each other when it comes to handling the police. There's certain ways that we can handle it, and there's certain ways that we've been handling it. The way that this situation was handled, respectfully, and this is respectfully, the way that this situation was handled by both parties, it could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. Both parties could have had this situation go a whole different way. And it's very unfortunate, but let's continue.
Shot, visibly shaken, calling for firings and criminal charges. And Cook County State's attorney are promising a full investigation.
Let me assure you that our pursuit of justice will be relentless.
We have team coverage on what the video shows in reaction from family and city leaders.
We start with CBS 2's Chris Ty, who's breaking down what we've seen and talking with experts about what comes next. Chris.
That's right, Jim and Erica. Later this week, the state's attorney, who you just heard from, wants to sit down with the officers involved as questions swirl.
It's like we struggle with streaming right now or something. I'm not sure, but hopefully we getting it together. Hold on.
About the use of force in this case and whether it was justified here. Other questions emerging over why these 5 plainclothes officers circled Reed's car in the first place.
Roll the windows down. Roll the window down, man. Roll the window down. What are you doing?
It's just after 6 p.m., March 21st. Officers from a tactical unit in the 11th District circled the car driven by 26-year-old Dexter Reed.
Don't roll the window up. Don't roll the window up. Do not roll the window up. Unlock the doors now.
As commands weren't followed, officers pointed their firearms. Reed's family later said what the officers never pointed out to him was why they were there in the first place.
Open the door now.
See what I mean? You see what I mean? Both parties. Ain't no cop gonna just come up to the car talking about open up the door. That's not how it works. You gotta tell me what I'm getting pulled over for. You gotta tell me what you want. You gotta ask for my name, my license, all that stuff. Don't just come up to the car talking about roll your window down. And to my man Dexter Reed, you see a bunch of police officers with their guns out, and you choose to do the opposite of what they say, when you could have just been like, yo, cool it. There has to be more to the story. There has to be more to the story.
Oh, open the door now.
Over the next 41 seconds, 96 shots fired. In the distance, Reed, laying on the ground, is shot multiple times. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability says this was a traffic stop for not wearing a seatbelt. And while the videos don't make it clear, their investigation concludes Mr. Reed fired first.
He started shooting at us.
In the chaotic moments that follow, officers assess what just happened.
No one go to the car. The gun's in the car.
Copa says Reed's weapon was found on the passenger seat and that they will be investigating the propriety of the traffic stop.
Very quickly going from seatbelt to guns drawn, point of greatest danger, guns drawn. What gets it there? Why?
Professor David Harris of the University of Pittsburgh School of Law believes there's a missing piece here.
I didn't hear anyone try to calm the situation down. I didn't hear anyone try to say, hey, put your weapons away. Don't shoot. I didn't hear any of that. And I'm pretty sure Dexter Reed was just trying to make it home. And so were the rest of the police officers. So we got a bunch of dummies with weapons ready to go. We got a bunch of dummies with weapons ready to shoot. Not no one in that entire situation said, hey, let's try to calm this situation down. We just here for a seatbelt. But there has, like I said, there has to be more to the story, man. We just don't know.
That is a missing piece. You would expect cars pulled over. Sir, I stopped you for X. And I didn't hear that. Something is missing from the full context, and we need to know that.
Copa adding they don't know how many times Reed fired and that officers did not have any background information on Reed prior to this stop. They're looking into why this 5-person plainclothes tactical team was doing what amounts to a traffic stop. They determined that Reed fired first, by the way, by use of ballistic evidence as well as elements from those videos released just today. Erica.
All right, Chris, thank you. Let's bring in CBS 2's Sabrina Franza now. Sabrina, Reed's family very emotional today during the news conference.
The family laid 26-year-old Dexter Reed to rest on Friday. Yesterday, they sat down and watched the video that you just saw, and they called it an assassination.
I feel like I've been shot. My insides is burning up. Why they did that to my son?
In her anguish, Dexter Reed's mother remembers the last time she saw her son alive.
He had just bought his new car 3 days before that, and he was just riding around in his car. He said, Mom, I'm going for a ride.
Dexter Reed was 26 years old. He played basketball at Westinghouse College Prep and continued playing ball at Morton College. She says he had encouraged his loved ones to lead healthy lifestyles.
When I didn't feel good, he say exercise. He bought a Peloton bike for me to exercise. And he was a good kid.
Roll the windows down.
For the first time after watching video, Chicago police pulling Reed over for, they say, not wearing a seatbelt. His family reacts to the 96 rounds they heard in that video, fired in 41 seconds.
If I was in that situation, I would be terrified. I wouldn't know how to specifically react other than to protect myself.
Hey, you're good, Timmons. You're good. You're good, brother. You're good.
Chicago's Office of Police Accountability says it appeared Reed shot first.
Who knows what will happen if we're actually in that situation for real? But I'll tell you one thing. You're going to hear me saying, don't shoot, for sure. You're going to hear me saying, don't shoot, for sure. And this is the problem, man. My man's wearing a ski mask, dog. I'm sick and tired of seeing people wearing ski masks. It's the dumbest thing the world has came up with in these past couple of years. A ski mask are known to be put on robbers, criminals, gangsters, thugs, all the above that we know is terrible for our community. But instead, we got kids out here thinking that it's a cool trend and that they should be wearing ski masks because, you know, the rappers do it. There's got to be a few of us left that still care about our image when it comes out to the people. There's got to be a few of us left that still think like, yo, ski masks are for criminals. Because that's how I was raised. How I grew up, I remember seeing ski masks and I automatically knew. I was like, oh, that's trouble. That's trouble. It don't matter how good the person look underneath the ski mask. As soon as I see the ski mask, that's trouble. Again, this could have been avoided on both parties. Unfortunately, we have another black man, another black young man slain by police officers. And it's not the best feeling. It's not the best feeling. I don't personally like seeing it. I know a lot of people that don't like to see it. But this could have been avoided, man. And it's important that we raise our young black kids. Not even just black kids. It's important that we raise our kids to know that we gotta at least understand how to respect police without causing a problem. We gotta realize, like, these people are humans too. They're just trying to do their job. They're just trying to go home. But we gotta show a little sign of respect when it comes to police. And the police, obviously, they'll show it back if they're good people. I can't speak for these people that did this right here, but for the majority of police officers, they're not doing this. They're not doing this. This is a sad case, though, man. Let's finish off this video.
Family maintains he got out of the car without a gun. It's unclear what transpired while Reed was still in the car.
Why were tactical officers jumping out of an unmarked police car with their guns drawn for a simple traffic violation of not wearing your seatbelt?
Reed's family is asking the city to disband those tactical units that were working on the south and west sides of the city, for the city to strip the 5 officers involved of their jobs, and they're asking for a criminal indictment against some of the officers that were there that day. They did not comment on the officer who was also shot and wounded the day Reed was killed. In the newsroom, Sabrina Franza, CBS 2 News.
Wow. Very sad, very unfortunate, man. It's we got to do better. We got to do better. obviously praying for the family. I hope that they get the justice that they deserve, that they need. And I'm praying for those police officers too that were involved. We don't want to see the people fighting against police officers, and we don't want to see police officers fighting against the people, because, you know, this is just going to end up being a war. It's going to end up being a war. And we need law and order, respectfully. Without law and order, we're going to have a chaotic community. We're going to have a chaotic city, chaotic state. And we do need to show some level of type of respect for the people who go out there and put their lives on the line. Dexter Reed, he had a gun in the car. He did have gun charges before. This is not his first rodeo with police. So he should understand how to handle some type of situation like this. I'm not saying that, you know, he did anything wrong, because we don't know the full story again, but things could have been avoided. But I'm praying for the family, man. I'm praying for the family. Let me know how you guys feel about this down in the comments below.